Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lou, Wax Pack Poetic. I'm live. I'm not expecting anybody to really peep this, but if you do, anybody comes in, welcome. I just didn't feel like editing the video and everything. Let's turn this light on here. There we go. A little better. So I've been thinking about this like the last few days. So for those of you that don't know or haven't watched my channel, I was a collector as a kid. I'm 42, so I grew up in the 80s. I started collecting like 85, 86, just buying packs. And then really around 87, Andy, what's up, buddy? Actually meant to text you today. I got out of work really late. So I want to talk to you about that thing we are talking about. But so anyway, for those of you that don't know, if you're in here or you're watching this later, I collected in the 80s as a kid, 85, 86, 87, really got into it in 88. I was like 10, 11 years old. And I just bought packs, and then eventually I just would get a set every year of Topps cards, and I would go to shows. And I didn't really have like I had a modest collection. I didn't have a lot of expensive cards because as a kid I used my allowance for a long time. Most expensive card I had was this, which is 84. I'm a Mets fan. 84. Darryl Strawberry Topps. This was like my holy grail as a kid, and I got it when I was like 12 years old. It cost me $10, and that was, to me, that I might as well have had 52 mantle. But so obviously we all know what happened in the 80s. Everybody went crazy for cards. They were super mass produced. They ended up not being worth anything. And I don't know, man. Like you're kind of wondering if we're heading for that again. And I know, like, obviously the cards, the print runs aren't what they used to be, but I'm wondering if we're heading that way with graded cards, especially like the newer stuff, man. Like, this is all going to tie together. So like the graded cards are when I got back into collecting, really this year, I had bought packs here and there, Topps Heritage mostly, because I like the old cards, and I do like to build the sets. I would do that here and there. I got back into collecting. I decided I was going to buy mostly slabs, and I was going to start with all the cards I really wanted as a kid and could never afford, and that's been fun. But what I've noticed over time, and this is just a year, is that these cards get ridiculously expensive. Like, I was just in my local, this card, for example. So I have the original card that I bought as a kid. This is not it. It's not in great shape because I fumbled through all my cards so much as a kid. So I rebought this, excuse me, for the 100 Great Cards of the 80s set that I was trying to complete off the PSA registry. Now, as a kid, when this card was new, I bought it for $10 at a card show, raw. I think I might have paid 10 or 15 for this, like this, slabbed. I don't remember, but whatever. And it's a 9. It's not a 10. But this card is in my local card shop, the one of the few that are left. And it's literally $3 ungraded. And like, I know it's not a huge deal, and you do have to pay to have the cards graded and stuff. But some of the stuff, it gets outrageous, and it's like, I get it for vintage cards, but it's starting to, when I see a card, like I'm gonna look it up right now. So I shop at 4 Sharp Corners a lot, which is a great place. If you haven't been on 4 Sharp Corners and you like to buy slabs, it's phenomenal. A lot of PSA 10s, and their prices are usually really good. But you come across things like and I hope they have it. Okay, like this, right? So there's a 1988 Topps Lee Smith card. Okay, is probably, you know, 15 cents. Uh, there's a low pop. There's a low population of the card, but a PSA 10 graded version on four sharp corners is going for 117. I don't know if you guys can see that because it's so bright. There it is. 117 bucks for an 1988 Topps Lee Smith card. And I get it that there's a low population, but you could Yankees cards. Yes, I happen to like the PSA slabs the best. I got to be honest. I'm going to get to that. I am warming up to the SGC slabs. This is a SGC slab. If you're not familiar with like the new ones, these are very polarizing. Some people like them, some people don't. I have a lot of my non-baseball cards. I don't really collect too many of them. I have them in these, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I don't like the Beckett's at all. Yeah, yo, Andy, you're right. The set registry is a powerful drug. That's what does it for me. So it's like, but all right. There's a low pop, so I could literally buy and send 10 Lee Smiths and send them in and take my chances and spend, 200 bucks and end up with five, PSA 10s maybe. It just seems like some of the prices sometimes get super inflated for cards that aren't worth it. Now, I have been collecting some vintage, so I actually just picked this up too over Christmas, and it's only a 2, but it's one of my favorite cards of all time, and I'm on my computer, so forgive the quality, but it's in pretty good shape for a 2. It's got a little bit of paper loss in that corner up there. I don't know if you guys can see it, and kind of a crease right here, but colors are really nice, and I got this for a good price. But I understand that with I agree. The SGC does look good on certain cards. This is thank you, Andy. So I got this for a really good price, and I get it for like the vintage because there are a lot of counterfeits, and just like the slabs, I do like having the card kind of on the flip, the catalog, to be able to catalog your cards. But one of the things that makes me wonder is, like, I remember as a kid, and I should have pulled it out, but the 86 Donruss Jose Canseco card. People went crazy for that card, and it traded over. It was selling for $150 when I was a kid, and there were so many of it. And now there's still so many of them. You can find them, and of course the prices crashed. But I'm wondering if that's going to happen with some of these PSA and graded cards in general, but mostly PSA, because PSA is being flooded with cards, and the turnaround times have gone through the roof. I sent some things in, and Modern Vintage Collector, what's up, buddy? And that's going to create obviously more supply. And I'm going to give you, for example, Mike Trout, 2011 Topps rookie. Now I looked up the other day, and I believe there's like 10 between Beckett and PSA. There's like 10,000 PSA 10 Trout cards, and they're selling for 1,200 bucks. It's not a super rare card. It was readily available, and I would like to own a Trout card, but I'm considering buying one raw if I even buy one. I just can't see spending that much money on a modern card. And maybe I'm jaded because I saw it happen, so much when I was a kid. Like, I have an 84 top style Manning. Now I was always a tops guy. So like that car was out of reach for me. That thing one time was selling for $50. And I have one from one of the last cards I bought as a teenager. And I think I got it for $15. I bought it when I was 18 years old, and I just happened to see it somewhere. And now I think you could get it probably for 5. And that's just off the top of my head. I might be wrong about that, but all these like here's another one. This Bo Jackson card, right? So this is part of the 300 great cards of the 20th century by Mike Payne, another set I was working on. I literally have 40 of these cards, like from a kid. This was the best one, but as I took it out, I noticed there was like kind of a crease in the corner. So, but when I looked to buy this card rather than have it graded myself because I didn't want to wait, it was like $35. And I don't know, is that worth it as grading becomes more popular and people more and more cards get graded? Are we going to see like, this card, I buy this today for $35 and, you know 5 years from now there's, you know I don't know, 25,000 PSA 10s in this card, and I can't even sell it for that. 130. Wow, geez. See, that's just crazy to me. Um, and I love this. I love the slabs. I love the storage. You don't have to worry about it getting knocked around. It looks great. It really you know put your slabs in a box or anything, and it's like having a file on top of it. It's really great. But I don't know. I worry there's like more and more product coming out, and I understand like companies understand and do a better job now with the print runs. Yeah, I know people want Gem 10s, and here's the thing. And Eric, those back pages really drilled this into my head. Told me buy nines, sell tens, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, so my cards are not investments per se to me. They're more. I enjoy them. They have more personal value to me than anything else because I enjoy collecting, and they are uh, hopefully heirlooms that I can leave to my especially my two sons who we do a lot of baseball with, and we talk baseball all the time, so they have more personal value for me. But I really um, like the '84 strawberry. I was going to buy a 10 because I just personally I wanted a 10. It was important to me. But when I saw the difference in price, I was like, no way. A 9 is great. And like actually baseball collector Mike told me this. When you look at that 9, it says mint. So I now so I wonder how long um this is going to last, as more and more cards, especially these new cards, which is crazy to me. Like these new cards come back, Gem Mint 10s, and there's so many of them and they still sell for so much money. Like, how long is that going to last? Like how many Gem Mint 10 Acuñas are there already? I should have looked that up. I haven't because people, we're smarter collectors now. We get a card like that, pull it right from a pack, put it in a card saver, and we're sending it off right away. Um, you know, uh, Now here's the other thing with PSA. So I chose PSA. I don't like Beckett slabs at all, but when I was really getting into it, I was trying to decide between SGC because I like the black gasket around it a lot, and PSA, and I liked them both, but I went with PSA mostly because of the set registry, and the app for the set registry is awesome. That's a great point. It's not uncommon for there to be more 10s than 9s these days. I noticed that when I did my Garrett Colvin. That's a great point. That's not even something that I ever thought about. So right there, it seems to be when it comes to these it seems to be when it comes to like these PSA cards, it just the whole supply and demand thing is almost out the window. And it was Abel from Vegas is actually the one that pointed out to me that the Trout rookie card, there were literally 10,000 PSA 10 Trout rookies out there, like 10,000. And to me, there's just no. If I buy a card, if I buy a Trout rookie card for $1,000, a PSA 10 for $1,000, can I really expect that card to climb in value? Maybe I can. Maybe I'm off base. But over the summer, right before National, I pulled a Trout autograph from a Walmart pack of Heritage, believe it or not, a red auto. Excuse me. I sold it for $800. And when I was there, I picked up a bunch of really cool stuff. One of them was a Perez Steele PSA graded Ted Williams autograph. And maybe because I do have an affinity for the older players that my dad grew up watching, but to me, a Ted Williams autograph is trumps Trout autograph. Maybe it won't always be that way, but the other thing is PSA is they are ridiculous. They are flooded with submissions, flooded, and there's a PSA office in New Jersey, not far from me. I was talking to the guy there because I sent some things I got for Christmas and some autographs. They only do autographs over there. Yes, JY Sports Card Guy. That's exactly what I'm saying. And the comments, what will the hobby be 30 years from now? Will this be junk wax slab 2.0? Like, could this be junk wax again, but instead of the wax, it's slabs? That's one thing that makes me wonder. Now, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really affect me too much because I'm not into collecting cards to invest. I buy what I like. And one of the things I like a lot are the cards that I wanted as a kid but could never afford, and I can afford them now. Somewhat depends. Sometimes I get in trouble for spending too much money on cards, but that's a whole other video. But so PSA, the return times are ridiculous now. I've had a Jimmy Guns. What's up, my brother? How you feeling, bro? I saw your video. Heard you a little banged up. So yeah, the PSA turnaround times are through the roof. Like I submitted something and it was 30-day service, and it's been good, Jimmy. I'm glad. I hope that hope you're doing all right. And it's literally been like 90 days, and to the point where like PSA is gonna send me some. Oh my God, I don't even want to know how you pulled your shoulder in the shower, bro. Don't worry, Jimmy. I'm not asking. So which is fine. Like I get it, and I'm not impatient, but to charge what they charge, they raised their prices a lot. Like the bulk submission prices got raised this year. I know that they raised their prices for in-person grading at the National. They were $75 a card, up from 50. And this was my first National. I just did some research. They're up from 50 the year before. And thank you. And so this is what I like. SGC is it's $10 a card for the normal 20-day service, and they don't have this set. Their set registry is not up yet, but I did a little experiment. I sent this. I actually bought SGC because I got a really good price on it, and I was gonna get it put in a PSA holder, but I don't know now. I sent some football cards. I found that I had bought some football cards in the 90s on a whim, and it just so happened that I had like a couple of really good Peyton Manning rookies when I was going through my old stuff that were like well preserved because I'm not that big a football fan. So I sent them in to SGC, and I think I paid to have it done quicker. I paid $20 a card for 10-day service, and I had them back before the 10 days was up. And I think because I do have like some Kobe rookies, I might use them for my non-baseball cards. But Oh yeah. Definitely. Let's talk because I may want to. I do want to buy a PSA version. Because like I said, I am doing the 300 great cards. I don't even know if this is in it. I'm assuming that it is. I haven't looked at it in a while. Took a break. But yeah, yeah, we could talk. Actually I wouldn't even. I would probably just sell it to you for what I paid for it, which was not too bad, honestly. Um, or if you had a PSA and in a five, I'd be willing to trade too. Um, so yeah, so I might go SGC. I'm really debating now. Of course, SGC doesn't do autograph authentication anymore, so that's one thing that is um, stopping me right now because I have a lot of Hall of Famer autographs that I've bought this year, and I've been getting them graded through PSA. And like I said, the set registry is just amazing. But it's like I collect Tony Gwynn cards and Gary Carter cards, and I have a lot of them, and like a 88 Tony Gwynn card in a PSA is a PSA 10 is $30. 25, $30. And it's like, okay, like I get it. Got to pay for the case and everything, but just because it says PSA, does that really make it worth that? I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm not going to charge JY more than what eBay has them for. Oh man. All right. Yeah. JY, I'll be in touch, man. Um, Yeah, see, modern vintage collector. Yes. So and forgive me if I'm like forgetting guys' names and stuff like that. I'm awful. I call my kids the wrong names all the time. But yeah, for me, slabs are more for protection and eye appeal than investment purposes. I agree with that. I do like like I said, it doesn't move around. It's protected, it's sealed, and I like this for like cataloging reasons and things like that. And I built some picture ledges. My wall I turned into like a card wall of fame of just like my favorite PSA slabs, and they look really nice up there, and I don't have to worry about them. So those are just some things I worry about. I see it. I see it with everything though. It's not even just the slabs. Like Panini Optic. Um, he wants my Morgan rookie, and I have an SGC graded, Jimmy, and I really kind of want a PSA, which actually I would like. This is a 5.5 SGC. I'd be willing to go like obviously like a five or even maybe a four, depending on if it was centered and stuff. Thanks, bro. Just so I could have it because I got a bunch of other PSAs. But so yeah, so like even with these Zion cards and stuff like that, and I haven't collected basketball in a while. I'm not tapping out, Eric. No, I'm just wondering if um, if these slabs are going to, with the increased number of slabs, are going to bring about another like market crash, like we had with the junk wax era, and just how pricey they are and how long PSA takes, and yeah, Kevin, people are losing their mind with the basketball, like with the Zion stuff. The Zion stuff is crazy. So like Eric, I was actually watching your video. You pulled which you're opening the optic, and I don't even collect basketball, and that made me want to go out and buy some optic and open it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like I'm not. I have to really reel myself in because, like I think we all can get a little bit to a point where we see like, oh, you know what, this could really maybe this could be it, and we start buying. Maybe that's just me, but we start buying things that we normally don't collect. I've done that before, and that's something that I'm really trying to stay away from because like I'm an adult. I got a family. I got kids. Got 5 kids, and luckily 3 of them are grown. But um, I don't have just money to throw around, and I'm not trying to buy is a Zion Williamson rookie card really going to be, is it really going to measure up to, be comparable to like that Jordan rookie? I don't know. I have a hard time believing that. And Eric, if you missed it, I was saying about the Trout rookie, PSA 10s are going crazy, crazy, crazy. For the Trout Tops update, it's like 1,100 to 1,200 for a PSA 10, and there's literally like 10,000 of them. 10,000, just tens. So, high-end auto scary. Yeah. That's another thing. Like I saw a video, and I want to say, I don't want to get the person wrong. It might have been Blue Jacket 66. I don't know, but it was something about like, it actually wasn't. I forget because it was a Pokemon card, which I don't even collect. But I saw the thing was, it was like a counterfeit PSA slab, which is which is crazy. I That's something that I didn't even think about, because the whole reason I even start, like, I would like to have a vintage collection. So slowly here and there, I buy some vintage cards, and like I said, I was just showing this. I got this over Christmas. This usual, like, I buy lower grade vintage cards so I can afford them, and I got a really good price on this. And it's actually kind of fun. I have a lot of fun trying to find good looking lower grade cards. So it's kind of like, a treasure hunt, because this is a 2 and the colors are really bright on it and stuff like that. And you see a lot of 2s that don't look like this, and I got this for a good price. So it does make it fun. Yo yo, it does make it fun in that aspect. But if I have to worry about, and also too with vintage, sometimes you have to worry about counterfeit cards. But now, like, do we have to worry about counterfeit PSA slabs? That's just, it's all stuff that really oh, Johnny Padres, that's awesome. And here's the other thing too. I'm thinking about, so I'm thinking about buying some raw cards. And there's a lot of raw cards right now. There you can you get a good deal on a lot of raw cards, because people want the slabs, I'm noticing. And I do like to build sets, so I'm thinking I might start maybe taking a break from slabs and build some sets with some raw cards, and go back, put them in the binders, because I like the binders for set completion. It's just a nice look, you know what I mean? I really Oh yeah, man, I have lots of questions, because that was another thing when I got back in the LA collection. Um, so he submits about 1,000 cards of PSA just for himself. So that was one of the things nothing. I had no idea about slabs when I got back into collecting. So when I really started looking into it, I was like, oh man, I have a local card shop by me. They always have a lot of good deals, especially on junk wax. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy all these sets. They had, like, literally at a table of $10 sets, like $89. I bought them all up, and I'm like, oh, I'll just send them in. And I didn't realize it was $20 a card. So I'm like, well, and you got to wait so long and everything else like that. Um, yeah. So uh, yeah, Kevin, that's a good way to look at it. Like, it's like art collecting. So I think for me, it's like I said, I like the aesthetic appeal and the storage and the slabs. I love having, like, just what it is, and um people can you know come and look and see, and they don't have to ask a million questions. They see, you know what I mean, the slabs. But I think I might just I think I might do that. I might take a break from switch it up from collecting slabs and stuff like that, and maybe start buying some raw cards and building some sets. Um, there's a couple sets I really would like to build. Actually, 53 Bowman, which obviously the color stay unusual, but I like the black and white cards. I would really like to do the black and white Bowman set, 54 Bowman, and 65 Tops is another one that I really, really would like. 65 Tops is my favorite set of all time. I would like to, so I may do that for a while. Yeah, 53 Bowman is badass. And it's funny because like a lot of the stars are in the color part of the set, but those black and white cards look great. I mean, especially when you get like some of them that aren't faded. Yeah, Stengel is probably the most expensive one. I think Hoyt Wilhelm is in there. Johnny Mize too, but Mize isn't that expensive. I think a graded Wilhelm. I think mid grade, about $100. But yeah, so I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think. Um, am I worrying for nothing? Do you guys worry about that as well? Like, are we headed for another crash? Because I got to be honest, like some of these newer rookies that go for a lot of money, I just can't do it. I just can't put the money. Like I was like, for example, I collect Mets autograph cards, right? And lucky for me, there's been a lot of really awful Mets players. Actually, one of the things I like to do is I like to collect autographed Mets cards of some of the worst Mets players of all time. I'm just stupid like that. So, but and I remember David Wright had a like a Bowman X-Fractor that was autographed, and that thing was going when he was playing was going for a lot. And I think I saw it on eBay today for like $50. Maybe it was 100, but I think it was like 50. Yeah, Andy, that's a good way to be. Think about a lot of things, but worry about very few. You know what? I think I have to subscribe to that, man. Um, so yeah, so we're definitely a junkyard. Yeah, Jimmy. I mean, I know you feel the same way because I see like a lot of your stuff. Especially when it comes to those Zion cards. But yeah, I think you might be right, man. I really do. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd love to know like what you guys, if you watch this video or whatever, and you add comments and stuff. Like I'd love to know what everybody thinks. But yeah, I might take a little bit of a break from slabs while I decide if I'm going to stick with PSA or just say goodbye. Set registry and go with SGC. And if anybody from PSA sees this, I mean, not PSA, if anybody from SGC happens to see this, like, yo, SGC, get your shit together and get your set registry up. Like, come on, hire me. I'll do it for you. Can't promise it'll be good, though. Yeah, Eric, thank you. Eric, you're the best, bro, man. You're always a bunch of positivity, man. I really love you, man. You're the best. All right, hey everybody, thank you so much. This is the first time I ever went live, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Reach out. You want to chat more, and yeah, Kevin, I agree. 8s and 9s. Actually, like I am I'm strictly I look for 9s now because you can pay a third of the price. Yeah, I know. The big announcement of 2018 from SGC. It never came. All right, everybody. So thank you for checking this out. I appreciate you all. And keep commenting. Let me know what you think. So thanks again, everybody. Peace.